name's Charity.
And Colin.
From Loop and a Hook, and today we wanted to talk about our wedding because it is our 2-year anniversary, and talk about the costs associated with it, how much we spent in total on our wedding. And I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I personally would change if I were going back and replanning the entire wedding, which obviously we aren't, but looking back, there are some things that I definitely would change about our wedding. Mm-hmm. And Colin likes our day perfectly, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm not going to say I didn't like our wedding.
Then again, I'm a guy, I don't worry about the money, so.
Yeah, but just for me and how I was raised and, you know, the family I come from, I do look at those things a little bit more. So I went through all of our credit card, our debit, our bank account, everything. And then I went through and we added everything up that we spent. And there could be some things that I missed.
I didn't add anything up.
I did. But there could be things.
Not me.
There could be things that I missed. But this is generally what we spent. So in total, we spent around $13,900. And, you know, I think you and I both were kind of on the same page. Before I added any of it up, I thought we had spent like right around between $8,000 and $10,000 on our wedding. I didn't think it was over $10,000.
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought it was around the 10,000 range. I didn't know the exact price, but
almost $14,000 for having 150 guests at the wedding is not bad at all. I know, you know, most weddings, or well, I wouldn't say most. I'd say a lot of weddings are a lot more than that.
Probably $25,000 to $50,000.
I know people who have spent a lot more, and you know their weddings are gorgeous. And you know if people have the financial capacity to be able to spend that much money on a wedding, I say go for it. Mm-hmm. You know, because it is a once in a lifetime event. So I itemized things generally. So I'm just going to go through and kind of read off what we spent and comment a little bit about it. And then if you want to add anything,
yeah,
you can.
So let's read all the prices first, and then we'll comment on them after.
Okay, we can do that.
I think that's a good way to do it, right?
Doesn't matter. It all ends up the same.
Yeah.
So for food, we spent right around $3,500.
$3,506.
I don't know why there's a random $6, but it is what it is. The venue was right around $1,000. For decor, not including flowers, that was $561. My wedding dress was $2,639.59. The wedding party clothing, so bridesmaids, groomsmen, flower girls, I think maybe mom's clothes that she got for the wedding were thrown in there, came to right about $1,200.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Our cake and cupcakes were $415. Music was $400, and that was just music for the wedding. We didn't have any music at the reception. So our rings, our wedding bands were right around $500 we paid. I didn't have the exact prices on those, but that was ballpark. Photo and video was $2,300. Those were two separate businesses, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Flowers, we paid $547. Invites.
And they're still good, fresh.
Yes, right there.
Are these them?
Yes. That's my
and
bouquet.
Then right there.
And then, I don't know if they can see behind me.
Oh, I'm too fat. I gotta move over. Those are these flowers.
And then more flowers.
They're looking good. Invincive flowers.
I'll talk about that more in a little while. Invites were $353. Our officiant and coordinator was $200. And then finally, just miscellaneous things that didn't really fit in any of the categories was $210. So once again, that total comes to $13,891.63. And we're probably missing some things in there. But
so $1,400.
yes, give or take. The first thing I think that I really want to touch on, that I think was a good deal, was the food. The food, from what I remember, was really good.
Mm-hmm.
You really liked the Caesar salad that came with it.
Yeah.
So we did like a buffet style of subs, salads, and then there was a pickle and an olive bar.
We didn't get to have that, but
No, we didn't get the pickle and olive bar because we were doing pictures, but from what we heard from people who did get to eat it, they enjoyed it.
for over 150 people, the $3,500 is
Not bad at all.
not bad at all.
No, I think that works out to be, it was like, I think $16 or $17 a plate, just rough math.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
Because the wedding dress, the food, and the venue, that could be well over half your wedding right there.
Yeah, and then wedding party clothing was also a big one.
Yeah, but
and
I mean,
photo and video.
Like at like a $50,000 wedding, people spend a lot on their dress, a lot on the venue, and like some of them get up to like $150 a plate for your food.
Oh yeah, that's
What would that be? 150 times 150. I'm not good at math.
That would be like, I think, 30,000.
30,000 for food. That's
Yeah.
So that would be your biggest expense at any wedding, right?
Yeah.
The food.
Yeah, most of the time, your food and venue are definitely going to be your biggest expense. But then again, if you decide to go with a photographer and or videographer that's higher up, more advanced, where you know you're going to be getting very high quality photos from them and video, that also can be a really big expense, because I know some wedding photographers and videographers are charging upwards of, $7,000 or more for what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a really great job. It is worth the money. It's just a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So, food was good. Our venue was really great price. So we had wanted originally, I think it was especially my dream, not necessarily you as much, but you kind of adapted it because it was mine.
I thought it would have been cool, but
we really wanted a barn wedding, or at least a barn reception. I just love the look of barns. They're just super cool. I really love all the aspects of it. But all the barns around here were really expensive. There was a barn that only held, I think it was 125 people. That was, I think it was like between $5,000 or $7,000, not including food, just to use the premises. And we thought about that for a little while.
For $100 a plate, food.
Was that?
Yeah, because it wasn't like buffet style like we had. It was like a pre-selected menu, and like the different menus are different prices.
Yeah.
Remember, because one of them was like $100 a plate, 75, and then like 125.
Yeah. I forgot all that.
Yeah.
And then I think that was on top of using their venue too.
So that would have been like 20 grand just for
right
that.
there. And then there was another one that I've seen like all the time, because it's really close to where we live. So we inquired about that barn, and they came back to us with a quote of right around $20,000, and I don't think that included any food. I think that was, now it did come with,
oh, the one right up there. Yeah, that was the whole property.
Yeah, and it was a farm. It's gorgeous.
You get the whole weekend there.
Yes, so you got the entire weekend there. You got to use their barn, which I think seats like almost up to 200 people. But then they also have like a guest house sort of thing, where you can have everybody coming in, all your guests, or at least guests for the wedding party, come in and stay there. Yes. So, and you can get your getting ready photos and all that there, which would be super cool, but that just wasn't in our budget. We did not have the finances to blow $20,000 on just the venue. So we were very happy when we found this. Someone had recommended checking out our local, VFW or Elks Club, and we checked out our local Elks Club. And they had room to accommodate the amount of people we had, and the rate was very affordable. Mm-hmm. It was $250 to rent the room for the day, and the reason it was over $1,000 was because we did pay for linen service, so we didn't have to buy our own or wash anything. And I think it included use of the kitchen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, very, very reasonable. So we were good with that. That was definitely, we thought, was a money saving, especially for the amount of people we wanted to have. So decor was right around $560, and that does not include flowers or anything like that. So this piece right back there is one of the items we got. Yes, right there.
I don't think I could see it.
Well, we tried. And then it also included some big canvases of our engagement photos that I had made, and we had those at our reception, and then it was just other
the signs
miscellaneous.
Behind us, right? When we're getting married.
No.
That's not the decor.
That was in decor, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, no, but that was included in.
Yes. So the signs that we had, so I had found on Facebook these signs. It was all 10 of the loves from 1 Corinthians 13, and we wanted to incorporate that into our wedding. So I used those on the wall behind us. I will put some video footage in here so you guys can see what those looked like. But they were super cool. Those were only $80, which was very reasonable for them. And I'm actually selling them again, and I think I'm going to break even. So then
we still have them? Oh, yeah, right over there.
Right over there. So the second largest expense was my wedding dress. And now you're going to tell me that you had no problems with it. Now, me coming from a more frugal aspect, and looking back and knowing what I know now, there were some things I definitely could have changed. I obviously can't change them, and I'm not regretting it because I think that's just not smart. But if I had to go back and replan my wedding, I think I would have not bought a brand new dress. I think I would have gone to thrift stores to at least see if that was an option. You know, see if I could find something nice there. And then if not, go to a bridal store. So if I remember correctly, I couldn't find the exact receipt for how much the dress cost. I got the amount from looking at, credit card statements, but I didn't have like the actual official breakdown of, how much the dress cost, how much alterations cost, how much the veil cost. So knowing what I know now, I definitely would have done all those things. But the dress, I think, was right around $1,200, give or take, for the dress.
$1,200?
For the dress.
And so that's
less than half of the total cost of the dress. Now, the reason that it went up so much, hang on.
All the alterations?
No. My veil was I think it was almost $800. Now, my veil was gorgeous. I love my veil. Mm-hmm. My veil was, if I had to go back, I definitely would choose my veil again. I would spend $700 in a heartbeat on that veil.
Can you sell a wedding dress?
You can, but I don't really want to.
More sentimental?
Yeah.
To keep it?
Maybe Caitlin will use it one day.
Yeah, maybe.
But the veil, I will put video in here. The veil was gorgeous. I love my veil. That is something that I'm never getting rid of. I mean, not that I would get rid of it if I didn't love it, but like the flowers on it and everything, it was just so unique. Definitely worth the like $700 or $800 I paid for it. And then the alterations made up the rest of it. So definitely, if I went back and I redid everything again, I think my wedding dress, I would try to find something that was more budget friendly. Still nice. I'm not saying, not nice. Still find something nice, but maybe find something that was used in my size, or find something at a thrift store, or even get something and then have it altered to, work. I think that would have been a big money saver, but once again, it is what it is.
Can't change the past.
Exactly, and I loved my dress. So wedding party clothing, pretty self-explanatory.
So that's not that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
So that's 4 suits.
And Daniel's 5.
5 suits.
6? Or no, I think Dad got a new suit. So I think it was 6 suits. Dress shirts, ties for all the guys.
And then dresses.
We got I didn't have to buy my maid of honor's dress. She already had one, and she told me as long as I didn't mind her reusing one, she's like, you don't have to buy me one. So that was really helpful. That definitely saved some money. But that included 3 bridesmaids dresses. And then we had Lily and Hannah's flower girl dresses. No, Lily and Grace's. And then I think Mom's dress is thrown in there. Yeah, I think that's about it for that.
Now the wedding cake.
So for the cake, we spent $415. And
the cake tasted good. Was not impressed.
No, the frosting was not good.
Was not impressed with the frosting. They had to do surgery to it.
Well, part of that wasn't the bakery's fault. The surgery aspect of it was they put it out too early and it started melting. Mm-hmm. And that will happen to any cake. But we paid $165 for a cake. That was 2 tiers. Kind of simple, but it was really pretty. And then we got cupcakes to go with it. So that was nice because it made it easier.
The cupcakes were awesome.
They were.
Emma made the cakes and they were
really good.
They were really good.
They were really good. So.
I mean, we brought over that frosting, remember? And we were like, this is what?
No, I think I told her. I think I sent her
a recipe. You told her that we went over there, yeah.
And we tasted them. Yeah, it was amazing.
Those were good, yeah. She did a really good job.
Those were really good. In fact, I would have them almost any day over the cake.
Oh, yeah. That was so much better than the cake.
Yeah. Hands down better. We should have just went with all cupcakes. But, then you can't have your classic cake cutting, Yeah. That sort of thing. So, music was $400. That was the pianist and the trumpetist for the ceremony part. My aunt and uncle played the flute and the cello. And
they were awesome.
That music is amazing. I loved it. I wish I could have heard more of it because I was getting ready. But from the videos I heard, it was absolutely gorgeous, amazing.
I was right in that back room listening.
You got to hear more than I did, though.
They were really good.
Change anything. I would have definitely, if need be, spend more money on it. In a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. I would have spent more money on
I'm very grateful that was their wedding gift to us, though.
It was
very
perfect.
Worth it. They're amazing on the instruments that they play.
And for those of you that don't know, my aunt and uncle are professional musicians. My uncle is a professional cellist, and
he's at an orchestra, isn't he?
Yeah, he has. I think he's part of 2 or 3. I'm not sure.
The West Michigan or
I don't remember. And then my aunt plays flute and also bassoon. She used to do it professionally. She doesn't do it anymore. But she did the flute for it, so it was amazing. I loved it. Mm-hmm. Definitely very much worth it. Would spend more money than that if we had to ever redo it. Rings were about $500. I think yours was $180 something. And then I think mine was $300 something.
Yeah.
I think I got mine. I think we got, because I ordered mine because I knew what went with my engagement ring. And I think I got $50 in cash back or something like that. So that helped.
Mine, I don't need an expensive ring. I like mine just the way
it is. Love your ring. Your ring is gorgeous.
It is.
I love it. I picked out a good ring.
You did. There's fishing line in here, so if you are in a survival situation.
I don't think you're going to get that out.
You got 4 feet of fishing line, so you better use it wisely. I don't know. A guy like me will need a lot of fish.
So, photo and video is another thing I would have changed. Our videographer was great. Definitely highly recommend her. I will link her down below. If you are in she's out in Buffalo now. If you're in like the Buffalo area and need a videographer or photographer even, she's amazing. I follow her. I also, because I'm a photographer, I'm in some of the same group. But our wedding video was amazing.
Look at that. That was amazing. And just like her stuff now is even better. So.
Yeah, she was just starting out when she did that. So it was great. Absolutely love it. And the footage you're going to see throughout this video is actually coming from her. She was very kind enough to let us have a flash drive of all of the raw footage. So we had all of that because she knew that I did YouTube videos and she was very accommodating of that. So really appreciate that. But I'll link her also down below so you can go check her out, because definitely go support her if you can.
Yeah, she was awesome.
So our photos, on the other hand of things, I wasn't as impressed with. Now, we had a family friend doing them, and knowing what I know now, I probably would have, I think, not gone with a more budget option for it.
Yeah,
they aren't bad.
She gets good. Oh boy. I am not gonna say.
They're not bad.
It's 1 out of every 3 photos is good.
Yeah.
Is what it turns out to be. Like I could see we have one on the wall over there. The faces are a little bit blurry on it.
Yeah, and it's
but I don't know
not
if that's because it's blown up.
It's not because of necessarily she missed a lot of shots. It was more the fact that, and this is especially because I'm a photographer now and like I noticed it more. So there were just things that were out of focus.
My grandpa took that picture.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Him.
For
for a little point and shoot camera. But just things are out of focus, and when I had them printed, all the wedding photos printed this past year, that was something I was disappointed about, because I didn't notice it as much on the computer, but then when they were all printed, like I just noticed there were so many that were out of focus. And going back, for me that's a little bit disappointing. I'm happy she got most of the shots that we wanted, but I think if we were redoing it, and especially knowing what I know now with being a photographer, I would definitely spend more money on it. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We got pictures that marked her day. And,
exactly.
Not
going to go back and change it, or say
it's
you need
8 hours. And
it was 6 hours.
6 hours. She took a lot of pictures, so there are a decent amount of good ones. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying there aren't, but there are quite a number that were. Like our first kiss was completely blurry, and just some things that I would have wanted. Exactly. But that's one thing I would spend more money on.
Yeah.
Or at least vet more thoroughly. So Colin got up so you can actually see them. These are some of the flowers. This is my bouquet. But for flowers, we're right around $550. We had our pastor's wife do them all. She's really amazing with flowers and anything flower related. Putting them together, everything. She did an absolutely amazing job. And for our wedding, we decided to go with wooden flowers because they were, more affordable.
And they last forever.
The wooden flowers were a little bit more difficult to work with because they didn't come with stems or anything like that. We also had to buy some, like fabric flowers to go in there, especially my bouquet, to fill it out and match my veil. But yeah, flowers I loved. Would definitely recommend getting wooden flowers. They last
forever.
Literally forever. And also, we were able to resell everything from, not like the bridesmaids bouquets. I let all my bridesmaids and maid of honor keep those. But everything else, like the centerpieces, I think a couple people got one. I know I have one. I know Mom has one. But we were able to sell most everything. So invites. So invites encompass the actual invite and then the program for the ceremony. Those were right around $350. Officiant.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, exactly.
Invites to the wedding.
Yeah.
It's right there. They can't see it.
Yeah. I love my invites though. And we did get a decent price on them because I ordered them off of a bridal bargain place. So, but I loved them. And then officiant and a coordinator. We knew people. Our pastor was the officiant, and then
his wife was the coordinator.
No, some friends.
Well, for half of it,
Yeah.
and then she had to
go be with her mother. So, for the officiant and coordinator,
more of a donation.
Yes, they didn't ask us to pay them anything, but we.
They would have been happy if we didn't, but we have to.
No, we don't have to.
They would be happy if we didn't. It's not that we had to. It's
we
like,
just, you know.
We have to.
Yeah, exactly. So that was $200, and the miscellaneous items that don't really fit anywhere were $210. So.
But the grand bargain total of $13,891.63.
So, nothing that we would directly change about our day. You know, it's obviously at the end of the day, the goal was to get married. You know,
we were. What happened.
Exactly. Almost 2 years ago.
That's a plus.
Exactly. But, you know.
Almost. What time is it?
I don't know what time is it. We're filming this the night before our anniversary.
10 minutes before our anniversary. It is 11:50 p.m.
So
we stay up late.
Yes.
Might not be good, but we do.
So part of the reason I really wanted to film this was just because I wanted to, you know, encourage those of you who are in the midst of wedding planning and, you know, let you know that it is possible to do things on a tighter budget. I'm not going to say ours was really low budget, but it was not super high budget. And like I had mentioned, I thought we had spent a lot less, but we actually spent a lot more than I thought we did.
A lot goes into a wedding.
Yes, it does. And I think that's part of that is because I didn't really track everything very well during the wedding planning process. It was more after the fact. I actually just went through and put everything else together. But yes, overall, you know, it was good. Most of the things that I would end up changing were, you know, putting a little bit more effort into finding a wedding dress that was a little less expensive. And then definitely the photography and videography were another thing that I would have spent more on if need be. So, you know, overall, I'm happy with it. We're married. We've been married 2 years, almost 2 years, close enough to 2 years. So, it's always a good thing. But I'm going to end this video. If you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, I will link my wedding video down in the description below so you guys can see that if you have not seen that already. And yes, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!